Architecture.
It is the blend of materials,
The interaction of people.
the mixture of color, light, and textures,
Enlivened spaces.
functional spaces.
Quiet spaces.
It is the places we live.
It is the art and technology of solving problems.
It is the hard work of many people.
It is all orchestrated by an architect.
This is the value of the architect.
Why do we need an architect? This question is sometimes asked at the beginning of a project. Simply stated, architects are needed for leadership, to guide us through the process, for their creativity, for their knowledge, and for their ability to communicate and take responsibility.
The architect has the training and experience to provide the leadership critical to the successful building project. In the role of team leader, the architect creates a unifying vision. He or she works with the client, the consulting engineers, the contractors, and the regulatory officials to orchestrate the flow of information and instructions. And because of their personal involvement with every aspect of the project, architects can achieve results that are greater than the sum of the parts.
Architectural leadership is essential for creating cohesiveness between the owners, contractors, and all players in the design process.
Designing and building a project can be a daunting challenge, but the architect knows how to break down complex problems into manageable tasks.
At the beginning of the project, in the pre-design phase, the architect will help the clients articulate their needs and expectations. As the complexities of budget, time, and space become clear, architects help clients make the right decisions. In the design phase, architects create a building design in which all key issues are addressed. They coordinate and integrate all the components of the design to produce a complete set of documents for the construction of a building. Once the documents are approved, the architect initiates either a competitive bid process or price negotiations with contractors to obtain the best price for the client. In the construction phase, architects review and approve proposed materials and contractors' payments requests. They monitor the work in progress to make sure that it is being done as specified in the design documents.
Our architect translated our residential wishes into a functional, livable, and very creative house.
The architect is the creative force that drives the whole process.
You can see the architect's creativity in different ways. The most obvious is in the striking visual statements they make. Less obvious is the way they use cutting-edge technologies to solve design challenges. Most often, their creativity is evident when they have to make the most of a project's budget. At such times, the true art of architecture is displayed by forming beauty from simple elements. One way or another, architects have to generate the creative solutions that make buildings work.
Our firm would not consider a complex building project without the creativity and technical skills of an architect. Architects are professionals with a natural curiosity about the world around them and the academic skill to do the research necessary to complete a successful project. Becoming an architect involves education, training, and testing. The practice of architecture requires lifelong learning. Formal education ends in a professional degree which covers the technique, the art, and the history of architecture. The future architect has to complete an internship with an experienced registered architect. Then the intern must pass a rigorous state-administered license exam which emphasizes public health, safety, and welfare. Informal education is gained through experience working with clients, consultants, and contractors.
The American Institute of Architects is the architects' professional organization. The AIA mandates continuing education for all its members, a practice that the state's Board of Architecture has also adopted as a prerequisite for license renewal.
But perhaps the most significant way architects learn is by feedback from their clients and the users of their buildings.
Hiring an architect with the knowledge, training, and experience affirmed the success of our building project.
Communication is critical to the task of shaping the environment. Architects must make themselves, their ideas, and their instructions understood to the CEO, the engineer, and the construction laborer.
The architect communicates by asking the right questions to obtain necessary project information, providing directives for completing tasks, engaging ideas as the solutions are generated, and instructing how work is to be performed.
The architect communicates by illustrating the image for the building or conveying to the contractor how it is to be built through drawings, computer images, producing virtual settings or models demonstrating the three-dimensional aspects of the envisioned project.
The architect communicates by conveying ideas and expressions which have special meaning about a time, place, or thing.
The architect communicates by instructing and directing through written documents. Most importantly, effective communication begins by listening.
Our architects listened to our needs and effectively translated those ideas onto paper with a design that provided the Carolinas with the finest football stadium in the country.
The architect must be licensed by the state to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of the public and must abide by the codified standards of professional practice. The architect's seal on a set of construction documents indicates their personal involvement in the document's preparation and their acceptance of professional liability for its content. The fact that the state requires an architect's seal on building plans shows the level of trust it invests in the profession of architecture. The architect has additional responsibilities to protect and preserve our resources and to produce work that will enhance the environment and society for generations to come.
The architect's product is often permanent and on display to the public. It takes a strong sense of responsibility to step up to these kinds of challenges.
Leadership,
Process,
creativity,
knowledge,
communication,
and responsibility. The architect contributes all these in the service of completing a successful, useful, and beautiful project.
The value of the architect in creating aesthetically pleasing structures and timeless patterns of development should not be underestimated. The materials and spaces we manipulate today are tomorrow's treasures.